we need some heroes that team fight.
Radiant team battle.
Definitely, they were lacking a fair bit of team fight coming up from their last draft. It was more of a solo type of thing with Magistu on that TA, where he was able to kind of take over the game, and the life stealer wasn't able to end the game for them, which was kind of unfortunate. And they were, as you were saying, losing on a lot of those team fights in the late game, but TFA picked up the cockroach for themselves, realizing that that was a very strong hero coming up from that game. Blu-ray did do a heck of a lot on his clockwork, being able to, as you were saying, just split up these fights, just causing the backliners to be stuck in the back while the Terrorblade on the front line was kind of singled out, and a lot of times he did get blown up. But yeah, Silencer is one of those great team fighters. Would have absolutely destroyed the Storm if they were able to pick it up in game one, exactly. But he's picked up here in game two, so interesting to see if they... Yeah.
It just ruins that hero.
It'd be interesting to see if G4 decide to go... If Silencer is their only team fight hero, if they decide to go a bit more heavy on the team fight, maybe a better team fighter out of mid, a better team fighter out of carry, or what they're going to do with it. But TFA, they seem to be sticking their guns pretty solid here. I'm not quite sure if they're going to pick up the Night Stalker as well, because as I say it pops up. That was a very strong... Oh, here we go.
G4 heard me talking. They were in the stream.
Yeah.
They're like, right, the future ancients did it to us, we're gonna do it to them. Bring it, boys. Silencer Enigma, best of luck. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, all they need now is like an axe and... Yeah, whatever. GG.
Game's over. Yeah, game's blatantly over, but this Enigma is going to be very, very good. But without Global, there is a lot to stop his Black Hole, especially from afar. So if they are not able to get the beautiful wombo combo of Black Hole into Global Silence, into Crystal Maiden, into whatever other AoE disgusting damage that they have, it could be pretty easy for them to stop this Enigma Black Hole. So potentially some of those earlier Black Holes will be a lot harder to pull off.
We'll see normally what happens with Enigma in the early game now is he'll just Black Hole one hero just to secure the kill. And just take that and be like, yep, cool. Go back to farming. Get my Midas online, get my BKB, and then... right now it's only Hookshot that stops the Black Hole. There's no other real...
There is Ice Path and Void.
Well, I'm talking about through BKB.
Through BKB, yeah.
Yeah, so once the Enigma has BKB, there's not much that they can do to stop that.
Mm-hmm.
Short of the clock, hook-shotting in with a great hook shot.
Yeah.
If the clock gets caught, then right now they need to think of, okay, well, what are we going to do here? Ursa, nice pick.
Ursa Warrior, I really love that hero. I think that hero is probably one of the better position ones right now. He's very fast-paced, can deal with a lot of heroes, kind of just blowing them up with a lot of that Fury Swipe damage. So.
And it kind of takes the lifesteal out of the pool, I think.
Yeah.
10 seconds remaining.
There's a huge counter to that lifesteal. Lifesteal wants to be able to man fight a lot of these heroes, and Ursa just goes, yeah, you want a man fight? Alright, let's go. Come on then.
Fight me.
And ooh, Terrorblade. Alright. So, we're doing a bit of switcheroo coming up from these two teams.
I can't help but feel like G4 have just are sitting there going, no, we're gonna do what they did last game.
Pretty much.
Range damage dealer, great team fight in the Silencer and Enigma. Crystal Maiden just enables everyone through her Arcane Aura.
Yeah.
A very nice draft from G4. I can't help but feel like the future ancients have been the future ancient did.
That seems pretty standard. That they're like, all right, you guys have done this to us, we're going to do it to you. And ooh, a Troll Warlord. So it looks like G4 had a pretty standard draft that they had in the head. They're like, all right, we're going to do this. We're going to go in. We're going to do it no matter what. And so they pick up a Troll Warlord.
That'll be like a mid Troll Warlord.
Yeah, it seems like it. It usually seems like he will be picking up a Troll Warlord. I've had this discussion with a lot of people. The Ursa versus Troll Warlord matchup. Who wins?
Depends on who's in front. If the Ursa has a basher, Ursa all the way.
Ooh. Oh, right. Both these teams are very, very interesting. I have a mid sniper coming out from TFA. A lot more high ground defense, but looks like they've kind of just reversed roles. G4 having a lot more team fight, kind of being the guys that want to get this Terrorblade as fast as possible, win team fights, and kind of just push lanes, whereas TFA are a lot it's a lot more pick-off orientated. They don't really have that much team fight.
I don't know. Their team fight's okay. Like Jakiro.
Compared to Enigma Silencer, though.
Oh, well, yeah, okay. I can see your point. However, it's not like it's non-existent.
Yeah.
The shrapnel plus Jakiro stuff is going to do a lot of damage. Potentially, the Clockwork Cogs is going to hold people in, so the shrapnel can deal damage. And yeah, I think G4 are going to win. I can't go past Silencer or Enigma. Really.
I think Enigma is definitely one of those heroes because, to be fair, TFA do kind of have the sniper to just sit back and hit those towers if they're trying to push in, whereas G4 last game had a lifestealer who had to get really close, and so the team fights were able to kind of come off when the lifestealer was left out by his lonesome. He was able to be taken out and stuff like that. So
I want to see an early Maelstrom from Sniper to help deal with some of these illusions. I think that's going to be key here.
Dragonlance Maelstrom, you think?
Their high ground defense needs to be strong because I feel like if you try and team fight, you're going to lose. All you're going to have to do is pick off and defend towers. You know, once you get a pick off or you've defended a tower really well, then you go push. But you don't push into Enigma Silencer, not unless you want to get your business wrecked.
Definitely, it's one of those very scary combos. Blu-ray is taking an offlane Enigma because he was playing the Clockwork in the last game, so it looks like Cox and Blu-ray are kind of dual lane buddies. So yeah, as you were saying, like this Enigma can do a heck of a lot of work. Kind of just jump in. If you guys pull that shit again, I'm done. Vigistu does not want another hour-long stally game. He kind of just wants the game to be over one way or another. So,
look, if this game does go a long way, oh, they're pinging this ward right now. They spotted that somehow. Oh, this nice ward here. So that's the advantage of the early smoke and place your wards is you spot the early ward placement. You know, a little bit of inexperienced play there by this few changes, I think. And Ninja's just gonna wait and deny it. Oh wait, let's go to the net worth. Let's watch the net worth. Oh,
he only jacked up in front of the Enigma. It's fine. This Terrorblade is getting ready for a bit of a slugfest. Has two sets of tangos.
Yeah, he's expecting an aggro lane here, but he's not going to get it. It's just the Clockwork. However, the advantage of Clockwork is the Cogs block, and you can... that's right, I said Cogs. Cogs block. You can block the creeps so well that you'll end up with the Radiant Creep Wave at your tower. If things go well.
So it looks like Stroats decides to let the range creep go. He wants it to push as far as possible, but Benny, understanding this, is going to catch the range creep. But I'd be interested to see how Majesty takes on this Sniper, to be fair. Like, Trollwalled versus Sniper, Sniper can just spam him out with Shrapnel, so...
Yeah, it's very Sniper favoured. Majesty's going to need a lot of regen. And potentially he could be in trouble until he gets some levels up. He needs boots. They both need boots, real bad. Whoever's got the movement advantage here is going to be king. Because if Magistu can get on top of the Sniper is going to be in a world of hurt. If Nova Lau can keep his distance, then there's no way Troll wins this lane.
Yeah, it's true. Sniper being able to just drop shrapnels down, and it's really hard for Troll to get on top of him, but as you said, whoever gets on top of who pretty much wins, right? Troll being able to bash him, keep him in place.
Better, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So,
and Blu-ray is going to just have a nice free time at the top here. He's going to be denying range creeps and having a whale of a time. They need to move the Night Stalker around. There's not really much they can do against the Enigma here. If he doesn't get away, he's just going to retreat to the jungle. So I think it's time to realise that and then send Pandera somewhere else. He's not going to get what he needs. Meanwhile, the Crystal Maiden is jungling as well. So we've got two junglers and one lane support and Cox.
Efficiency plays. So yeah, as you were saying, this Night Stalker definitely needs to get stuff done. As we were saying in the last game, Cox on the Night Stalker himself had to do a fair amount of work, so hopefully he can get up a few of those levels, and it's a pretty easy kill in mid, I'd imagine, with the Sniper Shrapnel and the Void Slow, so Pandera should be able to do a lot of work against this Trial Warlord in the
The
first
issue
half.
is, though, that his movement speed and armor is really high because of Berserker's Rage. When he's in melee form, he moves so fast and is so tanky that you're going to need a lot to kill him. Especially if he keeps his HP nice and high and he doesn't take too much shrapnel.
That's true. It should be able to you know, try and survive a gank, but if Pandera catches him out in a bad spot, could be going down Magister here. He's not on one of those kind of snowbally heavy farm heroes like the TA is, being able to retreat that heavily. He doesn't have Empower behind him, so he's not being able to, you know, farm that much. So Magister trying to get an early lead here. He is fairly even with Nova, so as we noticed in the last game, it was fairly even between these two heroes. 15 and 4 on the Troll Warlord, 16 and 4 on the Sniper, but two heroes for TFA sitting in the mid here, both level 1, so
I think it just goes to show what skills Magister's got. You know, he really shouldn't be getting what he's getting, but he's still getting it anyway.
that's true.
You know, he's clearly got some mad skills when it comes to the mid lane, and he's going to go base now. So the first small win for the Sniper, making the enemy mid laner go base. He's going to get level 5, maybe, if Hawkeye doesn't leech him too much.
Yeah, he should be coming up when he's level 5. That level 3 shrapnel should be able to do a lot of work against Magister here. But as you were saying, the movement speed advantage is in the Troll Warlord's favour right now. So,
Denied.
but yeah, so it's probably not going to be until level 6. I'd imagine that Nova can solo kill Magisto if that actually does happen. But yeah, I think Magister is probably just going to try and, I don't know, get up his phase boots, get up his Morbid ASAP and just try and farm the jungle as much as possible, then, you know, be a bit of a mid-game threat while this Terrorblade's still trying to ramp up.
Yeah, I think that right now you're quite happy if you're G4 because you've got the late game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's nothing stronger than...
So it looks like we didn't have a go on the mid lane here. Benny does throw out the Crystal Nova on top of the Sniper and the Frostbite as well, but he is having to walk through a Shrapnel here. Looks like Ninja does go down in the bot lane as well, so a carry for a mid is the trade between these two heroes. Who got the kill? Okay, so it was traded to a creep. But yeah, both cores going down there, which is kind of unfortunate, but this does let Magister come back in a bit more. They are waiting for the shrine, so 8 seconds left on that.
Phase boots, good item for a Sniper.
Phase boots. So phase boots coming out for the Sniper should be able to try and get away from the Troll Warlord, but phase boots coming out on Magister as well. So
I don't like right now. Both supports are down in the bottom lane trying to push Ninja out of the lane, and they're doing a pretty good job here. And Scroats is all of a sudden getting a lot more than what he was anyway, because now he's up to 7 last hits and 5 to deny. So he's starting to get stuff, and G4 are going to react. They're going to bring Cox and Benny Ryan down and try and push the TFA supports back out of the lane.
So Benny is wrapping around here. Scroats unfortunately does get caught out by that Crystal Nova as well. The Frostbite comes out. Cogs does do a heck of a lot of work, but out comes that last glaive, and I'm not quite sure he's going to go down here. One last tick. Oh yes, that Tango at the last second, giving him 10 HP. Really doing a lot of work.
5 HP.
Well, it looks like we do have a go here onto mid. Magister does get his Whirling Axes off, so a lot of that damage is getting mitigated. And the last Void and the Sniper roll doesn't do enough damage. Cox is rotating through here. Pandera doesn't have much left. He's just going to try and run around. Yeah, he's going to get away from that. Yeah, unfortunately, Nova did tank a heck of a lot of tower damage, so wasn't able to get out the first hit of his ultimate. And yeah, Magister just living just by the skin of his teeth. Same with Scroats. So a lot of these ganks going a bit awry, which is could be due to fatigue, not calculating all the damage that they need. But yeah, as you're saying, Scroats is coming back into this lane. He's coming up on his level 5. So 3 levels in battery assault. That's pretty scary for a Crystal Maiden if he gets on top of her. So it's pretty much the Jakira.
Especially if he cog blocks her.
Yeah, if she gets cog blocked, she is going to have a very harsh time indeed. Should be able to get a.
Marinita, please. Cut it out.
No, we gotta keep it as meme friendly as possible. You know, gotta keep the fans happy.
The thing I'm worried about right now is both Pandera and Hawkeye are level 2. 7 minutes into the game, boys, you need to start getting some stuff done.
That's not good.
You know,
and
one
only
kill
one of
is
them can have
not
the book
enough.
as well. Looks like they're going to try and make a go here onto Ninja. He is tanking a heck of a lot of damage. Out comes the Void as well, throws out another one of his illusions, but he goes down to Scroats. And that's Terrorblade going down again. So those level 3 battery assault doing a heck of a lot of work. And so it looks like TFA are having a lot better early game than what they did in the first game, but they're going to try and make a go here onto Nova with that phase boost runaway.
I think that appearances can be deceiving in that regard, because this lineup from G4 is much late game, more focused towards the late game than their last one was. Their last late game was very their last game was very mid game focused. You know, they had TA Lifestealer. That's 30 to 40 minutes timing wise. This lineup is kind of, well, anywhere from 30 to, you know, an hour and a half.
Yeah.
you would expect this lineup to be strong.
They've decided, to go a bit more late game heavy, a bit more team fight heavy, realising that was what made their game hard in the last game, so... Decided to switch it up. Troll Warlord. I'd be interested to see the Troll Warlord build. I think he could just go for the standard, like Sanj, Nyasha, Shadow Blade, of lads type build up, but I have seen things like Daedalus and stuff like that, so it looks like we do have Blu-ray getting extremely low on the top lane, does go down a positive player. Him using that in-rage, turning it around, but out comes the Eidolons as well. There's one left. I don't think it's going to be able to get to him. No, not enough move speed.
3 tanky 5U.
He does try and clap it down. Oh no, it splits! Will he be able to get away positive plays with 12 HP? Oh, that would have been horrible. Holy shit, comes out for positive player. That last split from the Eidolon, that was scary. That was so scary.
He nearly got outplayed from the grave.
So it looks like we do have Scroats going in onto Benny Ryan here. He is able to catch him out onto the top. Benny tries to get away. Oh, the hook shot misses. 30 HP left on him, and Ninja turns it around. That was so
in a
scary.
world of hurt.
So it looks like Nova gets really low. One more tip in the Arcane Curse does take him down. Cox getting the kill onto Nova. So they're trading their mid laner here and their off laner. So Hawkeye is getting extremely low.
Blu-ray must have used his black hole up top to try and kill the Ursa, but it didn't happen. And somehow the sniper died to Arcane Curse.
He did too, yeah. Last tick did take him down, and Blu-ray gets another kill here. So they're just going to push with these Eidolons and the Troll Warlord ulti. So this could be a free T1. I'm not quite sure if they're going to... They do have Sniper. He has 2 shrapnel charges left, so they could try and defend this.
Bring a lot though to defend this, and I don't think they can right now.
They have the clockwork, 15 seconds left on hookshot, so yeah, it looks like this T1 is going to go down. They're going to try and get a trade kill here, looking maybe for the silencer. No, looks like there was a bit of lack of communication between which target they wanted to go on. So G4 get out with the first T1 of the game, not losing any kills either, so they're coming out on top. From this mid-game exchange. There's 2k net worth lead for them, which isn't much, to be fair, but
it's a lot when you've got TB Troll Warlord, and they're going to get it like another item each, and then they're going to start pushing down all your towers at a great rate of knots. Like it's concerning for TFA. They need to start getting some things online. They need. They're going to need an Aegis on Roche. An Aegis on the big scary bear to help him kind of start to snowball. They're going to need some items on the sniper to help him stay alive. And they're going to need Scroats and Pandera to start creating space.
Yeah, definitely. They need this clockwork to start doing what happened in the last game. Pretty much just hooking into the back line in as many kills as possible. There are a fair amount of squishy targets. Seem like the Silencer and the Crystal Maiden are pretty easy for him to kill. Same with the Enigma to an extent before he gets his mechanism, or it looks like he's going into a Hand of Midas. This is a build that I haven't seen in a long time.
No, this is the new build. Hand of Midas, you get cooldown reduction, so your Hand of Midas is like up so often, and then you get like an Octarine core, and your Hand of Midas is up even more. And then you go like BKB, Refresher, and you just like Black Hole every 100 seconds. And it's irritating, I tell you, because you're not used to playing around 100-second cooldown on Black Hole. You're used to like 3 minutes, which is what it is. 3 minutes? Yeah. No, minute.
Dire's top
2 minutes and
Oh,
40 seconds.
Yeah,
It's
it's
what it
a
is.
very long cooldown, so
Yeah.
looks like G4 have decided to just push in this Tier 1. The Terrorblade has started rotating. He does have his Dragon Lancers coming out with another Blade of Alacrity, so as you were saying, like, it's a very good lead to have when you have a Terrorblade, because he's going to start getting his items and he's just going to start pushing very, very hard.
Oh, the silence! What
So
a
he
play!
did have a fight in the mid lane, and yes, that beautiful global ult was able to save. It was Magistu, was it not? Yeah, it was.
He was dead to rights. That ult was going to murder him, and the silence saved him. So nice.
Oh no, Blu-ray here gets gone on. Does have the Crippling Fear out on him as well, and the Scary Bear jumps on him as well. Benny Ryan does throw out an ulti, but fortunately enough for Nova, he did have a haste rune, so I'm going to run straight out of that. Hook shot comes out onto Cox. Cox is not able to do anything here, and out comes the Sansa ulti finally. And that's 2 fairly good kills there for them. Enigma isn't able to use his Black Hole, and there's no global silence for a while anyway, so Sansa doesn't really matter, but this could help them out for a Roshan onto the Ursa. He's
not quite enough time.
He's going straight Vanguard, which is pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's weird. But anyway, like, you want to see that kind of stuff from the Dire. Like, TFA, they need to be doing those kind of skirmishy fights, pick one hero, turn it into 2 kind of stuff. Because that's what their lineup's good at, and it's what the G4 lineup is bad at. They're not very good at, just kind of skirmishing around the map. They want to group as 5, they want to push, they want a team fight. They want to throw Black Hole, they want to throw Global, they want to kill, 3 or 4 heroes in the space of 4 seconds.
Yep.
That's what they want to do. They're not that good at, just pick one hero here and then chase down another one and blow them up as well.
Yep. So it looks like a Magistu has come up with a Yasha. He's running it out to himself right now. What's a terrible out on there? He has a Yasha and a Dragonlance as well, so these cores are getting pretty scary, to be fair.
Farmed.
But Ursa is coming up onto his Vanguard, surprisingly. Do you think the Vanguard's just against the illusions of the Terrorblade? I thought maybe Morbid Basher would be a better choice.
Yeah, I feel like Basher is definitely the way to go. Because you're not good against Terrorblade regardless, so you're just like, well, I'm no good at that, I'm just going to go look for the Enigma, or the Silencer, or the Troll, and try and murder them instead. And the Basher is what would enable all of that, because once you're on top of them, then they're dead. Without help, anyway. So, I don't know why. Like, the other thing is Enrage. You've kind of got a built-in Vanguard.
That's true.
with Enrage, so
It's an interesting build nonetheless, so hopefully it does work out for them. But as we were saying, G4 is just getting their items, just grouping up very heavily. DD on the Terrorblade, that's a heck of a lot of damage coming out from that TV. Double damage and Metamorphosis.
Yeah,
It's
that's
so
230
hard.
damage at 15 minutes. No worries.
It just munches that tier 2,
Lost
so
frog.
so many towers going down for TFA. It's not really what you want, because you want as much map control as you can for the Ursa to try and get Roshan, but yeah, we just see that damage coming up from Ninja. He's trying to bait with his Terrorblade illusions. Got to micro them very well. Scroats. He's getting pretty low here. Throws out a hook shot. Does hit 2 of them. And now comes a global as well. So it looks like this is just going to be a huge turnaround. The Ursa gets blown up. Terrorblade does not be able to get his Thunder off. And Pandera is getting extremely low here. Out comes the Macropie, hitting 3 as well. Majesto is going to have to walk through this. He's getting very low, but unfortunately he doesn't go down. And oh, so it looks like Cox picks up the Night Stalker. Apparently one more tick on the Arcane Curse, and that silencer, that global came out so fast. That was
very, very good. As soon as the initiation hit, boom, global silence, breaks everything up. Black Hole was not cast, and TFA still lost the fight. I'd be worried.
That's pretty scary, considering that your Ursa was the one that went down as well. Same with the Clockwork. You guys were the ones that initiated the fight, and unfortunately, the global silence did do a heck of a lot. And it looks like Magister is going to take the initiative and try and go for Roshan himself. Has a Yasha and a Vlad, so I'm not quite sure if he can do this.
Yeah, you can do that.
Why? Yeah, they do have vision on it. So Benny Ryan is getting taken down here. Positive player jumps in, slaps her down, and they do see the Roshan. But
it looks like the positive player is... Someone's talked sense into him and been like, Vanguard? What? Dude, come on.
yeah.
He's got a Morbid Mask and a Vlad's queued up in his quick buy.
Yeah, so it looks like he's going to go into the Vladson.
Dire's top
Do have Blu-ray
tower is
here.
under attack.
Invia's rune up, level 2 black hole, so a little bit of extra damage from the outside source, and he should be able to blow somebody up. They have seen Nova. Nova is going to start hitting into Majesty right now. Blu-ray walking forward. Looks like he's just going to try and black hole him here. He doesn't go out just yet. It looks like he's not even going to be able
Black
to
hole
use
him,
it.
dude.
Malefice is used right now. They're not even going to need it. He's just trying to go for the efficiency play. He's like, bro, I don't even need black hole. That's how good I am. And it looks like Benny Ryan picks up positive player as well, and this is not looking good. Ursa Warrior, position 1, and your mid going down, so this will be a free Roshan, I'd imagine.
Yeah,
Double silence, gets off. Metamorphosis used, so yeah, this is going to be a free rush. This is looking really bad for TFA. In the last game, they were down, to be fair, but the scores were like the teams were not like this. Whereas G4 have the better scaling cores. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Last game they were on the clock. They had an expiration date on when they could win the game, and they nearly got pushed past it. You know, they were getting a bit stale towards the end there, but this time there is no expiration date because the Midas on the Enigma is still going. It's kicking in. It's doing its work. He's getting huge. He's nearly got an Octarine up already.
That's pretty interesting. Him not going into the Blink Dagger, going straight into the Octarine.
As I said, like with the level 15 cooldown talent, plus the 25% from the Octarine, your Midas is up a long time, and you farm even faster.
That's true.
So, you know, getting that item up, it just enables you even more, and you know, a Blink Dagger doesn't come very long after.
That's true. That's understandable. So it looks like they are just gonna farm up a bit here. As you were saying, they don't have an expiry date on this draft. They have Troll Warlord and Terrorblade, two very good late game cores, and the Ursa Warrior is like one of those heroes that does fall off a bit late. He does start having some damage problems once heroes start getting really high HP, really high armor, a bit more evasion, you know, them being a bit more elusive. So this Ursa's going to be the one that's going to have to try and put a lot of pressure on very, very soon, because otherwise he's going to start to fall off against the Troll Warlord and the Terrorblade. Oh,
well, he already has fallen off. He's kind of gone past the point where he can do much, because there's just going to be so much fight.
Yep.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So we do have G4 coming into this tier 2. Hook does come out from Clockwork onto Cox here. It looks like he was trying to just push him away with those hogs, and the Crystal Maiden gets traded out here by positive player. Cox is getting extremely low. The sniper is just getting slapped in the backside here from Ninja. He wasn't quite sure what was going on here. Ninja is getting extremely low. Out comes Crippling Fear as well, so no more Thunder for him. Looks like the Terrorblade will go down, but it looks like Magistu is just coming in here trying to fight, and Ursa is slapping him pretty hard here. So no, the Black Hole gets cancelled! That is not what you want as an Enigma.
The Void from Pantara cancelled him for long enough, and they moved out of the way. The Black Hole comes. Down. Sad times, blue balls for you tonight, Sonny.
Blu-ray getting blue balls. That was very good use of the tongue there, buddy.
It's the worst feeling as an Enigma player when you're like, I'm gonna get this black hole,
The Cox here is getting called out, so they do see that he is here. He's just trying to farm some creeps. Forsyth comes out as well, so positive player isn't able to get on top of him. Out comes the sniper ulti. They are diving very, very heavily for this. Here's a TP coming up for the Terrorblade. They could potentially fight the Terrorblade here. Ninja is getting caught out. Crippling Fear one more time. Out comes the Manta, so he is able to get his Thunder off and takes Scroches with him, but he will pay for that with his life. Taking him out, worth indeed. Offline Clockwork going down for a Terrorblade. 44 seconds on the sideline without him. Magistu is getting a run behind his tower, so
that's
after winning that fight, that's crazy.
Yeah, no, that's really good stuff. Diving a tier 2 while a tier 1's still on the map. That's what TFA's lineup is made for. You know, the Night Stalker's going to hunt people down, the Ursa's going to kill them very quickly, and the Sniper's just going to make it hard to fight back.
Definitely. There are some hectic pings coming out here onto Blu-ray, potentially saying, why the bloody hell do you have an Octarine Core and not a Blink Dagger? But he's working into that Blink Dagger his own, so hopefully going to try and get some of these big black holes off. Has only had to use it twice, I think. He's only used it one time, it got cancelled pretty instantaneously. Another time he used it to try and solo kill an Ursa, which didn't work out, so Ursa himself is going into a BKB.
Yeah, he needs it for the global. Anytime there's hard stuns, you go Ags. Anytime there's a silence, you go BKB.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So they are starting to come into their items here. TFA Pandara is getting close to his Aghanim Scepter, only 700 gold. That'll be very good for him against the Enigma, being able to see him in the trees if he's hiding, waiting for one of those pushes, or if they're going for a gank. It will be very, very good to try and pick off some of these heroes. So
Blue-Ray really needs to get his 15. He's
he
level 15
does.
like now, because then he can use his Midas with the new talent and get that working for him. Once he's got that up and running, he's going to skyrocket in net worth. He's already 4th on the list, and there's the 15. There's the cooldown talent. So his Midas cooldown is now 63.75 seconds.
That's
so
crazy.
good.
Every minute. That's pretty crazy.
And look at his black hole cooldown at max level, 102 seconds.
That's ridiculous. A spell like that being up every 100 seconds should not be allowed in Dota, but apparently it is.
It just opens up the timing for you. Because normally you'd be like, oh, Enigma just used Black Hole, great, we go Roche. Or great, we push the C2, we take one objective, then we back off.
Yep.
But now it's just always up. You take a fight, you're fighting into Black Hole. That's just how it's going to be. And you need to itemize for that. You need to fight with that in mind and try and not lose to it. Because a good Black Hole is game winning.
100%. That Black Hole could be make or break for the boys of G4, especially with the global silence on top of that as well. So being able to stop this Night Stalker, the hero, from stopping the Black Hulk from coming, especially before he gets his BKB. So if he catches a couple in that, it could be pretty much good night for the boys from TFA. But they are starting to come back now. Only a 5k net worth lead that they have to handle. Nova is getting pretty fat on his sniper. He has a fully completed Mjolnir and a Dragonlance. He's going to go into a Hurricane Pike of his own, try and get away from that Troll Warlord, but they only have 2 outer towers left, and this Troll Warlord and Terrorblade are going to take this top tier 2 as well, and Enigma is pushing very heavily into the mid as well, so good potential for 2 towers before 1. So positive players just going to clean up those Eidolons. But this last tier 2 is very, very low, so what do you think G4 are going to be able to do, or should do, once they take out all these remaining tier 2s?
They should look Roche. Get the Roche on the Troll Warlord and then go high ground. It's simple. I think that if they don't overcomplicate things, they're going to win the game. If they try and be too fancy, try and get a pick off and then go high ground, I think they just man up and force it and be like, right, we've got Black Hole, we've got Global Silence, you fight us, otherwise we're taking your buildings. Your choice.
Yep. Definitely. So
the worrying thing is the sniper is quickly heading towards that stage at which he is a fearsome high ground defender. Like, I'm talking on the same level as, say, Coral, Ags.
It is pretty disgusting trying to fight into a sniper, especially if he has some items as well. Just starts chunking down your core, and you're like, what is happening?
He's got attack speed and shrapnel DPS as well.
This is max. I'm going to defend my high ground for as long as possible, so hopefully TFA can hold once again. But yeah, so it looks like G4 has decided just to fall back farm a bit. Troll Warlord gets his Blink Dagger. Going to go into a Scardy of his own, not wanting to get a BKB this early. Probably just thinking, we've got the Terrorblade, we can go as late as we want. You guys have the Ursa. The Ursa is the one that's, going to want to put pressure on us. So it looks like we do have a fight in the mid lane here. Magister is getting gone on by positive player, but that freshly picked up BKB is doing a heck of a lot of work against this Global Silence. Cox isn't going to be able to do anything, and that Crystal Maiden gets torn a new one. Positive player.
Just do? I believe you just got baited, son. It was like, oh, cool, free kill. No. It's a big scary bear.
The BKB did a heck of a lot. Like, that Global Silence came out and positive players like, oh, I've got a BKB, it's okay. Tears Magisty a new one, tears Crystal Maiden a new one, and I'm surprised they're not going Roche right now. Like, yes, there is Black Hole, but no, he does have a freshly picked up Blink Dagger, so this could be pretty scary if they decide to go into Roche. Maybe waiting for the Ursa's BKB to be back up, or why do you think they didn't go Roche?
I'm not sure. I think you're right. A good team would have pushed Roche there and been like, right, 5, let's go in the pit. Let's get Roche on. Roche. Let's get Aegis on the big scary bear, and they realise that it's up now. But They missed their timing there. They missed their opportunity.
Yeah, that was quite unfortunate. Probably thinking, yeah, it's not up yet. So the Blu-ray just walks into himself, and it looks like the boys from G4 have decided to take the onus onto themselves, and just walk in and get this Roshan. And they don't have any idea that it's going on. They do have this dire ward that was put down a bit before, but they don't see anything that's coming out. So Medusa's just going to sit inside of the Roche pit himself, start slapping it down, and...
Ropes, you need to check Roche, son. You got Rocket it. You just heard the Troll Warlord ult. You need to know if they're doing Roche.
Does decide to throw out the rocket. Oh, it goes over the top.
Yeah,
they probably did see him, yeah, so they did see him, so Medusa is stuck inside this Roche pit now. Cheese is coming up soon, so yeah, he's doing this very, very slow, so if Clock is able to throw out a hook shot, they do see that Medusa is just stuck inside this Roche pit. This is a very, very slow Roche. A positive player just blows up the Crystal Maiden, and this looks like it could be a free Roche for the Ursa Warrior. Enigma has DC'd, this is not good. So, Ursa just gets a Roshan. Cheese is on the deck. Enigma does have Black Hole, so if Enigma is to jump in...
Look at the positioning, though. He can't reach them. His Blink Dagger is cancelled by the shrapnel. He can't get to where he needs to, which would be the stairs here on the dire side near the Ancients. Like, where there's three heroes. The Sniper, the Clockwork, and the Jakiro. They're all grouped up. However, like, there's no good Black Hole right now. I think they're just got to let this go. They've already got the Aegis on the Ursa. Even if they take the fight, Global's on... oh my god. He's going to get himself shot one day.
He's going to get himself... Oh, that's...
Global Silence is on cooldown for another 5 seconds, so they really need to wait to secure the Black Hole. They need to wait 5 or 6 seconds, but if they do wait, then, potentially the...
Wow,
the flame is so good.
A lot of all-chat flame now. New Zealand buddies are having a fair bit of troubles with their internet tonight, and Scott is deciding to give it to them the old Australian way. But as you were saying, it's...
Friendly rivalry.
Yeah, the friendly banter, but as you're saying, it's really hard for this Enigma to get into a good position. Potentially they have a smoke up trying to get around the back of TFA, but if you try and fight into this Ursa with an Aegis, him being on the front line, this Sniper and Clockwork are going to tear you apart. Yeah, there's no doubt about it.
That's right. It's very, very hard to do anything right now. And I think they just need to concede it, back up, reset, wait for Crystal Maiden, and then go push objectives. I think that if they're pushing objectives, then there's nothing TFA can really do. It's just so hard to fight into Enigma Silencer, but I don't know. It's just not working out that way right now.
Yeah, they're just
whether
not able
it's
to...
because they're respecting Scroats' Clockwork and thinking, no, if we do that, we're going to get broken. We're going to get... the Black Hole's going to get insta-cancelled. We're going to lose the fight because, we'll end up isolated. But, yeah, I don't know. It's hard right now. Very hard. And I love how even these two teams are. They seem really well matched.
That is true. They are doing a very, very good job at providing us with some super exciting Doto for tonight. So, what do you think in the next... So, say the next Aegis timer in the next 6 minutes, right? In the next 5 minutes. What do you think G4 are going to have to do to kind of not close out the game, but ensure that their late game is going to be as easy as possible? So are they going to try and split push TFA now because TFA are going to want to try and get as many fights as possible with the Aegis on the Ursa? Or what do you think the game plan is coming out from G4 now, considering they've lost their kind of early game lead and there's an Aegis on the Ursa now?
I think they just kind of back up a little bit and look for a good engagement. They want the big fight, and that's what they're going to have to find. I think that they sack the top tier 1 tower, and then, see what they can create. See if there's a point at which, the Sniper gets too far forward or the Clockwork gets too far out of position, and then go for the fight. I think that they just play it patient, wait things out, let the Terrorblade and the Troll Warlord keep scaling, keep farming, It's all fine. It's only an Aegis on an Ursa. They don't really have that much tower damage right now. And they've got a lot of buildings to go through before they get to the tier 3s, and you're forced to fight. So I think that there's really nothing to worry about at the moment.
Yeah, that's understandable. So G4 have the better late game, obviously. How do you think this Ursa is going to have to try and itemize to, if the game does go late enough, how is he going to be able to itemize to minimize his fall off? Is he going to have to go into
right
Bash
now,
and Deso?
I'm very impressed with how he's playing this. He's not fighting into the heroes that can kite him. He's fighting into the Crystal Maiden, the Troll Warlord when he overextends. He's doing a great job, and he's making a really big impact right now on a hero that you would have thought was heavily counted in the draft.
Yeah, that is.
So I think that once he gets a Basher or Abyssal online, it'll be really good, and he'll probably be looking to pick off the sideliners, stay away from the Terrorblade, and let the Terrorblade be worn down by the Sniper, Shrapnel, and Maelstrom Molnir procs.
That's very true. But oh wait, hold up. I was thinking more along the lines of as this Ursa gets on. So say the game goes for another 15 minutes and they haven't taken 2 lanes of Rax or a lane of Rax or whatever. Is the Ursa more worried about being the frontliner or more the damage dealer for his team?
I think he keeps playing the same way. I don't think that he could ever itemize well enough to take on a Terrorblade head to head. I don't think that there's any item build or any net worth difference. Maybe if you're like 20k net worth ahead of the Terrorblade, you could do that.
Yeah.
But that ain't never going to happen. You're an Ursa. You kill heroes, not creeps, is really the way to look at that. Whereas Terrorblade kills towers and kills creeps. That's what he does. So I think that as it goes later, if you haven't won in the next kind of 20 minutes, you're probably going to lose a very slow, ugly death. Okay. Like last game. It wasn't really ugly last game because they had great team fight and it looked really cool and there was lots of great stuff going on. This will just be a grind of them having to smash through sniper shrapnel charges and all this crap from Jakira. It'll just be painful and drawn out, I would say, unless they wipe them and then just run them through.
Definitely. So more of TFA is kind of just on a timer now. If they don't end the game, get a couple of Raxes, kind of what G4 did in game 1, it's just going to be a very slow and annoying death for them. Yeah,
and unless they build some sort of lead, some sort of advantage now, they're going to find it harder and harder.
Yeah. It's understandable. So it looks like Blu-ray is restarting, so hopefully we can hopefully we can get back into the game ASAP and see what the boys of TFA will do with their newly found Aegis. I don't see a problem with that. Good old chat.
Amazing play. Wow.
Ninja is getting a bit triggered by his Enigma's item build.
As you would.
Yeah, that's true.
I go minus Octarine on all heroes. Well, you know what, actually? Who has that big cooldown talent? 25% on Sniper. It wouldn't actually be that bad. 25%. That's like a 50%...
yeah, they got the E-Blade, the caster E-Blade. Sniper, like Blink E-Blade.
Yeah, go for something like that.
Just jump in, E-Blade, ult them. See you later.
I think Jim Ben did that at one stage. It didn't work.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing it. And he had a Dagon as well, or a Shadowblade or something. It was something weird.
Yeah. It was like the shotgun sniper.
Yeah. Yeah, he would like blink in front of people. Like right on their feet and E-Blade and ult them. It was hilarious. But, yeah, we may not see that coming out from our boy Nova. He's running now. Pretty scared.
Man, I'm running out of things to talk about. I don't know about you.
I don't know what to talk about. It's 15 minutes. All right, we're gonna make 15 minutes of bants. Why don't we just talk shit about New Zealanders? Oh my god, New Zealanders.
No, I like this item build, man. Like 63.75 second cooldown on a hand and minus. Sign me the hell up. That's what I want to see. I buy minus on everyone. I can justify.
200 gold. Like that's 200 GPM. Feels good.
That's right. That's good stuff. I build Midas on the weirdest heroes. Anytime I'm like, early game's going good, yep, I'm going to buy Midas, secure the early game. Secure the late game. Anytime the early game's going bad, I'm like, well, we need to catch up Midas. Buy Midas.
The good old catch up Midas. Midas is good all the time. It's never bad.
Midas is never bad. So, dear me. Midas gaming.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
It is.
It's nice to say that a troll warlord isn't going for a Midas. He's going for a Skadi. Nice stats. He'll be quite tanky once he gets that.
What is the Terrorblade going for? That's what I'm interested in.
Alright, Skadi as well.
So he has Blink Diffusal queued up right now.
Maybe
I like
this
Diffusal
is going to be like a transitioning support Terrorblade. Where he gets his 25, gets his minus 10 seconds under cooldown, goes like Heart of Tarask, blinks in, sunders his own teammate, walks away.
Easy game. That would be pretty next level if I saw like
trust me, support Terrorblade's not as good as it sounds. It's terrible. I've done
Sounds pretty crappy to be fair. So
it's nearly as bad as support Ursa.
Oh, I just couldn't imagine. Like I remember I tried to.
Not as nice as Grace.
I tried to invent support OD when OD's in prison was insanely long. That was not fun. That was pretty boring for a while.
Hey,
that was when I'd go like Midas into everything.
It can't be bad. It had a Midas. No, what you need to do is support roaming CK. Oh, so much fun.
That's actually really legit.
Yeah. Get like Aether Lens. You can rift someone from like half the screen away. It's great. You're like,
great.
Targeted punch hook. Is that what that was? It's good stuff.
Targeted punch hook that puts you both in a random location in between both of you.
So something I want to talk about though is like with the Octarine and the cooldown talent, Blu-ray's not Midas. I got Midas on the brain now. Midas all the things. No, his Blink Dagger's 7.65 cooldown now instead of 13. So he can blink and move quite a bit.
These troops. That's actually like every 7 seconds. That's really good for if he gets the 1200 units properly. Yeah. But yeah, like that kind of just like ups his mobility a heck of a lot. There's like a lot of other items that he can go for if he decides to go into like the Guardian Greaves or something like that. That just all these cooldown talents just do a heck of a lot for all your activatables, especially a lot of these activatables that have massive cooldowns like Midas and stuff like that. It just kind of just brings them down to that level where you're just like, this is kind of broken. Just it's ridiculous.
What I want to see is the old, good old refresher. Refresher Shiva's Guard. It's like a trillion damage.
Refresher Shiva's Guard and Aghanims on...
Ags I've seen a fair bit of. It's been picked up because it stacks with itself. Like Midnight Pulse. You can put a Midnight Pulse down with an Ags Black Hole and it's like... It hurts.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Especially because it's percentage damage as well, so 10.5% per second, which is a heck of a lot considering the damage on top of Black Hole as well. So
and it's all pure, so it doesn't reduce with reductions or pipe or anything like that. Not that there's a pipe anywhere on the horizon for the Dire. They're a long way away. But good news. Pandara does have his Ags. He's had it for a couple of minutes now, and he's got his phase boots as well. So, he's got his phase boots queued up. So he's gonna start to create a lot more presence on the map. The thing about Night Stalker is, as it goes later, you just have map control. That's what you get with Night Stalker Ags.
Pretty much, yeah.
You own the map. 1 minute of pause time. He was going to be back. They're saying he's connected.
Oh, this could have been... It's pretty much they just unpause now, hey? He's coming, guys. This has been a... Oh, he's back! He's reconnected.
That's a long pause, that one.
So that was a massive pause. So for those of you who came during the pause, we did have a Roshan taken by a positive player. So Enigma is... Team tried to unpause. They gave you 15 minutes of it. So Blu-ray just realizes that he's getting kicked for his Octarine.
I would have said you're getting kicked for your Octarine Midas build.
Yeah. That's unfortunate, so TFA do want a bit of a wait.
Do we get the Maiden kill?
She's Maiden dead. Hello? Walks up to her. Yeah.
Oh no, but you can get something better. Oh dear. There's nothing like a bit of Bance.
Good old Bance. It did help us a lot in that massive pause, so both teams decided to just leave it here, but Aegis and Cheese on
he's missed the hook shot!
Scroats. All that time he started to get a bit rusty here. He does have a force stuff to try and get forward here, but Terrorblade is getting away, but positive player jumping on top of him here. There's a lot of slows coming out onto him. They're half HP on the Ursa. Doesn't want to lose his Aegis right now, so they're going to push into this tier 1. And you were saying before the pause that G4 you reckon should just leave this tier 1, but looks like they're going to try and fight it with the Enigma. This could be hectic.
Yeah, they could try and fight it, but I don't see a good way of doing it. Because the Ursa's going to be here, the Sniper's going to be here, and like there's no way of Enigma getting up here easily. Like, you can't come out of these trees, that's too far. You can't come out of here, that's probably going to end up being watered. There's no real good way of initiating onto kind of this spot here. So, you just have to be a god on the hero to get that done. That job's so hard. So, I would imagine they back up, they try and smoke if they want to fight, they try and get a wrap around and initiation onto the back lines.
Definitely. There's squishy backliners coming out from TFA. Pretty system. They're also the ones with the black hole stoppers. All the spells that are able to cancel the black hole being used. So they're definitely the ones that you need to jump on, and looks like they will leave this team on to go down. But in saying that, the Terrorblade decided to pick up a Blink Dagger of his own. Pretty interesting pickup. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, very niche.
In ages, to be fair. It's
he feels like he needs the positioning, clearly. Like with Force Blink, there's nowhere you can't get to in the fight.
That's true. So maybe Terrorblade's gonna use his Blink Dagger to get in those back lines, metamorphosis up, fighting those back lines, trying to get on top of this Sniper and stop the Sniper just from sitting back and plinking everybody away with his Mjolnir and
what I want to see now is I want to see Hawkeye buy a gem for Pandora. I want to see them start to wrest map control away from G4 and start to exert some dominance on the map so that they can try and set up the conditions for them actually getting a lead into this game.
Definitely. So Gem should be coming out. He is stockpiling a lot of gold, so he could definitely buy it. And yeah, as you were saying, since Pandora gets that gem, it will be very, very hard for the boys of G4 to have some map control. And with Enigma, you kind of want a lot of vision, a lot of map control, and if you're not able to get the perfect black hole, it's really, really hard. Yeah,
you want to know where he is, because he can win the game. And if you get caught out of position, kind of like now, with there's 3 heroes like right next to each other, that's when things are going to go poorly. However, if you can keep vision on him, you can know where he is, and he isn't sure of where your backline is, well, then things are going to be good. But meanwhile, Ninja is going to go for the push top lane.
He is throwing out a lot of damage into Pandora, but he is silenced up. He might be able to turn around for a Sunder. He's going to try and look for it. Looks like he gets the Sunder out on Pandora. No kills being exchanged, but Terrorblade is looking pretty healthy. There's 3 heroes here. Cox gets caught out by the Cogs, force stuff through. Scroats is just running in front of him. Looks like Cox will pay the price. But both of the cores are able to get out here, so...
This Crystal Maiden is in so much trouble right now. That's a scary bear and a scary vagina with teeth. Coming at her, so... she's in trouble.
I was not expecting you to say that, but it's very true.
Anyway, that's a tier 1 push coming now.
Yeah, so it looks
And
like...
you see G4 are all just trying to split the map up. They're just trying to push hard, push the lanes out, keep TFA from really condensing down and you know, pushing in one of these towers. And they're doing a really good job of it right now.
Yeah, Blu-ray was able to pick up that mid tower. Pretty hard push coming up from the Enigma, and yeah, so they're going to try and push into these tier 2s, TFA. They are still a bit, you know, a bit split up right now, so they're not making a fully concerted push, but they're just going to try and farm with this Aegis, it looks like it. Because they're going to have to defend a lot of this split push coming out from G4. Because that's the counter to 5-man group up, right? Is you just split up the map, force them to be away from each other, and you know, you can't really 5-man down a lane when you're losing pretty much 2 towers in 2 different lanes. So.
Yeah, that's right. And with the tier 3s being open, they really can't let the Terrorblade be there for any longer than a second or 2, otherwise they're going to lose the tower. He pushes so fast, and there goes the Aegis. So,
yeah. So Aegis does get reclaimed here. Ursa Warrior didn't really get much out of it, did get a few kills, but nothing really substantial. So, Troll Warlord picks up his Skadi, so 2.8k HP on here, and this Magisto is doing a heck of a lot of work on his Troll Warlord, so he's going to be really hard to kill, unless obviously the Ursa Warrior does get on top of him and, you know, Enrage, Bashar pretty much just keeping him in place. But I think, who is the onus going to be on out of these cores to try and get on top of this sniper? Because you can't let a sniper sit in the back lines plinking away at you.
I think that's probably what the Terrorblade is thinking of. With the 4-star blink, he's thinking, hey, maybe I need to reach in there and get to the sniper. Maybe I'm the one that can do it. Whereas the Troll Warlord's probably going to be looking at trying to take on the Ursa and control him, and it's probably going to be up to the Terrorblade to do the lifting in that regard. Because the Enigma probably is going to... Oh, here we go.
Oh, Ninja does go ham on top of a positive play. Out comes the Enrage and the BKB though, so he's not taking that much damage. Nova does take out Cox as well, so Ninja's going to have to run away here, but Magistu does take out Clock as well, so this could be a tier 3 going down. They have lost about half HP on it. Positive player is getting extremely low, doesn't have his ulti. Hawkeye could get caught out here, but this is just very good play coming out from G4. Ninja doing a heck of a lot of work on top of that Ursa. Was it Ursa that jumped onto Ninja, or the other way around?
No, Ninja and Cox jumped the Ursa, and I don't know how the Ursa survived that. He was so close to dying, but Enrage, good ability, BKB, walks it off, no worries.
Definitely did get extremely low there, and unfortunately Cox did pay the price to Nova, but he was traded out by Magistu to the Clockwork, so they did half damage to that tier 3. So as you were saying, with these exposed tier 3s, you can't let these cores like the Troll Warlord and the Terrorblade just hit your buildings, because they're just going to take them so fast.
Those defenses are so much harder once those buildings are down.
Definitely, like once those tier 3s are down, it's going to be pretty easy chip damage for these boys. And so Ursa having to put a lot of weight on his shoulders right now, is going into that Abyssal Blade. Should potentially, like, maybe try and take down a Terrorblade. I'm not quite sure. Like once Terrorblade gets his Skadi, it's going to be very hard for the Ursa to try and take it down. There is a lot of armor on this Terrorblade, so
Ursa's one of the unique heroes where armor doesn't really matter, because Fury Swipes just goes through everything. And if he can get some stacks on you, you can get the Terrorblade isolated without many illusions up, then Ursa will have no problems killing him. It's just whether or not you can get him that way. If you can get him silenced, even better. If he's not silenced, if he's got illusions up, and if he's got his team, much harder to kill. Borderline impossible, I would even say.
Yeah, so there will have to be a lot of damage coming out from this sniper. Get him to sit back, try and plink away at this Terrorblade with his Mjolnir. Probably throw the Mjolnir proc onto the Ursa Warrior, so once he starts tanking a lot of that damage, it can be reflected back to the Terrorblade, so hopefully he doesn't get all those.
Blu-ray's Midas is back off cooldown, and he's used it again.
He is so farmed, dude. He's
So good.
surprisingly he's only 5th on net worth.
Smoke top. This is 5 on 4.
TFA. So it looks like Benny Ryan does get taken down. Out comes the global, but they're not going to get anything for it. So a bit of a whiffed ulti here. Ninja is getting gone on here by Scratch. He's decided to just try and fight here. Gets hit back by the Cogs. He's going to have to Manta here to try and get rid of this stuff, but his Thunder is coming very low. And it looks like positive player. Oh, he uses the cheese. Get outplayed, son. He is getting bashed up here by the Troll Warlord. Magistu doesn't get to do anything right now. And the Ursa Warrior does go down, so 70 seconds left on him, but the Terrorblade does go down too, so a call for a call. Clockwork trades once more, and Nova is going to get another kill on Cox. Cox just tries to put out as much damage as possible. Pandara is getting extremely low here. They still do have Black Hole onto the Enigma, so this could be a pretty good Black Hole here. They throw out the sniper ult, but he will die to the urn. And that's 4 going down here.
I don't know what he's doing, but he was on the other side of the map when they smoked to take that fight. And now he's hanging around. Oh, dude, you got to run. There's lots of heroes coming for you.
I think that fight could have been pretty much turned on its head if there was a good Blink Black Hole, but as you said, unfortunately Blue Arrow was on the other side of the map, and 2 cores going down for that. They did lose the Ursa, they did lose the Clockwork, but Nova being able to sit in those back lines, blink away, do whatever he wants. Did he even... Oh, that was unfortunate. Did he even get low that fight?
Yeah, a little bit. One of the Terrorblade illusions found him and was wailing on him, but yeah, it was without some direct focus on him.
Yeah,
it was just never an issue for him. And now he's got enough money for Scuddy.
Ooh, that's when it gets hard. When a sniper starts getting some HP and a lot of damage, it's pretty scary.
And fight as well. You know, if he hits the Troll Warlord, you know, he's not going to be able to move around very much.
Yeah. So we haven't talked about this, but a lot of Atos coming up from Cox. This is probably very good against the Ursa, being able to keep him in place, kiting him around, but he is going into that Abyssal Blade, so, you know, him being able to stick on people is very paramount, and this Rod of Atos can just, you know, kind of blow him out of the water. There is a lot of kite coming out from a lot of these heroes. 3-4 staffs, I want to say. Yeah, 3-4 stars, a Rod of Atos, so this Ursa, once his BKB starts getting lower and lower, he's going to have a very bad time, I feel.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very hard. But he's played so well. Like, he's just, like, the cheese play, you know, I thought he was dead, and then suddenly, cheese, we're full HP, let's keep fighting. And he nearly won. If the Troll Warlord had been a little bit more controlled, they wouldn't have had those issues.
Yeah, so it looks like another Roche attempt coming out from the boys of G4. This one is going down a lot quicker than what it did last time. And Magistu, I really love this pickup. Heaven's Halberd, a beautiful item against a lot of these melee cores. And there is going to be another Heaven's Halberd coming up for... who was it that I saw have it in their quick fire? I'm not quite sure. I think maybe it was Positive Player who had the Halberd. So these Halberds are going to do a heck of a lot of work to a lot of these rifles. And if you're able to just Halberd out the Ursa while he's in enrage, he kind of just stands there and stares at your team like, I'm a giant red bear, I really cannot do anything. So
yeah, it's very good, and the BKB is rendered useless because Ice Frog in his wisdom decided that Heaven's Halberd cannot be purged with BKB.
That is so annoying. It's one of those insane items that a lot of people think that BKB purges it off, but in actuality it doesn't, and it's very annoying to be BKB'd and just stand there as a hero like Ursa, where you like, all I want to do is hit people, but I can't because I'm disarmed for 4 seconds. You're like, this is cool. But in saying that, there is a way around it. So
really
it's
nice
just going to be
Pandara Assault Cuirass.
This knight's so farmed. He is
He's
really
got some
fat.
money. Considering he doesn't have a Midas.
And he doesn't have a GPM talent either. He's doing a lot of work. Doing a lot more work than Scroats. Scroats, unfortunately, is a bit lower on the net worth now. He doesn't really need much, to be fair, as a Clockwork. Kind of just needs to hook in, but this knight's sort of Pandara is...
That's all you need to do.
He had a fair amount of net worth on his Conqueror as well, but Conqueror has a lot more farming abilities than what a Night Stalker does, so Pandara is a very good farmer, it seems. So this is where the awkward standoff begins, I think. It's going to be G4, going to try and go high ground one more time. They do have an Aegis out on their troll. Cheese is...
I feel like G4 have got a little bit of PTSD right now. They're like, we remember what happened last game. We don't want that to happen again. We don't want we don't want to have that happen again. And right now they're like, well, how do we break the base?
Definitely.
And that leads us back to square one of, well, we don't want to, you know, feed away a couple of kills. In goes Scroats.
Scroats decides to just hook in onto Cox here. Cox gets stuck inside of the Cogs with a Macapire on top of that. They do throw out 2 shrapnel charges as well, so hook shot down. He doesn't have Agony him, so it's going to be down for another 40 seconds. There's only 2 shrapnel charges left out on the sniper, but with all 3 lanes being pushed in, it's pretty hard for them to defend. Sniper is their main #1 defender with shrapnel and his Mjolnir and stuff, so if they're able to keep split pushing here, this tier 3 top is getting extremely low, only 400 HP left on that, so they're able to kind of just force a bit of attention onto the bot lane and then just shove in extremely hard with the troll wall. It looks like they're doing that right now, so they're just deciding to slap this tower, and it does go down, so tier 3 down for G4. This is what they wanted, so they can take out these shrines now, and they broke the base.
Play here. Nice play from G4. Some crisp Dota. We're seeing some Chinese Dota now out of them. Tier 3, right back. Let's take the shrines. Because the shrines are so hard to defend. You're not set up. You're not near them. They're going to smoke, though, and see if they can find something. Scroats is in the front. He's going to blind hook in. Holy shit, he's
hit Magisto here at the Ancients. He does throw out his Blade Mail as well, but Ursa decides to chunk down onto the Crystal Maiden. This fight is very broken up, but out comes the Black Hole. It hits 2. It is not being stopped right now, but there's no damage inside of it. The BKB out from Blu-ray doesn't really do much if you're getting hit by a sniper, and Ursa takes down the Silencer again, so 2 down for the guys of G4. Let's make it 3 with Nova taking out the Enigma. It looks like a Magisto is going to go down as well. Oh no, Pandara uses the Glimmer Cape, gets away, so the Aegis gets popped right now, but Terrorblades decided to screw this, I'm just going to go hit some racks. He is taking a melee rack right now, he is getting extremely low, so Ursa is trying to fight as much as he can to Magisto here. Throws out the Heaven's Halberd onto the Ursa, so he's just going to try and run away, or gets a blink away as well. Oh, Magisto, lovely play there, but Ninja doing a heck of a lot of work here, and he's just going to get ulted. Oh, is he going to be able to Manta dodge it? Oh my god! Ninja with the plays, Manta dodging that sniper ult. He had the cheese the entire time, wanted to use his Manta just to do some style points, but play of the game goes to Ninja. That was actually insane. He takes a whole range racks, melee racks, at about a quarter HP, and Ninja. That was insane. That was very well done by him, realizing that his team had lost that team fight. He's going to go, screw it. Their attention is elsewhere, so I'm going to take as many buildings as possible, and Terrorblade absolutely chunks them apart. And just that Manta play to top it off. It's G4 are really, really playing extremely
Sounds like
well.
you're a bit moist there.
I cannot believe that he had to time that so freaking well, and he did it perfectly. And
let's just calm down a little bit. Assassinate is a fairly long cast time. And it's fairly obvious when you get it cast on you, because you get a little red icon saying assassinated. But yes, no, you need the skills to execute it all the same, and oh, here we go.
Looks like he may have to do the exact same thing all over again. He's never on cooldown, but Nova's is deciding to try and chase him down. He still has the cheese as well, so he just doesn't want to use that at a bad time. But yeah, it's Ninja taking a lot of buildings. They lost all their shrines. They did lose the Aegis for that, but in saying that, it just gets harder and harder for TFA to try and defend these buildings when they're trying to go for these 5v5 team fights and Terrorblade's not there. So
MKB on the sniper, that's going to counter the butterfly that was just picked up by Ninja. And also the Heaven's Halberd that's on the Troll Warlord.
Yeah, so there's almost an MKB coming out on the Troll Warlord as well. Seeing that there was a bit of evasion. Who has... Is there a Halberd? No, there's not a Halberd coming out from anything. Just decides to get an MKB.
On the Troll there is one.
On the Troll, yeah, just trying to hit a lot harder right now. But all these MKBs, that's kind of annoying for Ninja. He did, as you said, just pick up this butterfly, so MKB coming out for the Ursa and the sniper is going to be very, very annoying for him. Just good stats though for your illusions.
So level 25 talent for the sniper, plus 4 shrapnel charges.
Oh, that is so annoying to go high ground against. It's disgusting. It's really, really bad, but
so good. I love plus 4 shrapnel charges. I love it with the DPS as well, talent. They just synergize so well, and it just ends up being really hard to fight in. Like, it's just this obnoxious damage dealing slow. And, ooh, Nova Lau's in a little bit of trouble, maybe? No, he's just pinging
attack.
away at Ninja.
He is getting caught down here. He does have to eat his cheese. Throws in his butterfly, but the MKB on the sniper. It looks like he's just going to try and global here. Ninja doesn't get anything out for it, so there is a bit of a fight going out top. Cox gets taken down as well, but they do. Looks like they're going to lose the Night Stalker here, and Crystal Maiden goes on to Nova. Nova's just going to stand and fight. He's going to get a double kill here. This is not what you want. Cox goes down as well, so that's 3 down for G4. This is like Ninja was just trying to win this man fight against Nova, but Nova comes out on top. It looks like Majisu is going to be taken down here. Clockwork is trying to do what he can, and now comes the black hole. Oh no! Blu-ray, you missed it, bro. You can stop it. It's okay.
Has he played this hero before? Like, has he played Enigma before? Does he know the idea of black hole is that you're supposed to get the heroes in the black hole?
Oh, Blu-ray has not had the greatest black holes of his life, but in saying that, it is every 100 seconds, so it's not really that bad. But yeah, just Nova just standing and fighting, not really
like, this
caring
sniper
about
has
his
the biggest set of stealing testicles I've ever seen. Like, he just soloed a late game Terrorblade, and then he gets jumped by the Crystal Maiden, so he kills her as well. It's just, it's scary.
Yeah, it's pretty annoying for a Terrorblade trying to deal with headshot and Scardy slow, so he's not going to be able to do that much. But in saying that, Magistu is kind of capped out right now. I don't really see much else that he can do. Probably Boots of Travel into a Moon Shard for him, but he doesn't really get that much stronger. Yeah, so Boots of Travel on for him. Doesn't have any life steal either, so this Ursa and the Troll Wallet are starting to cap out right now, where the Sniper still has a fair bit of room to grow. He has picked up Boots of Travel.
Yeah, David's Moonshard, and he's going to be maxed.
Yeah. So this Sniper is going to do a heck of a lot. So it looks like the Terrorblade blinks on top of the Sniper. And out comes the Terrorblade Metamorphosis as well, but he gets hooked, so it looks like the Sniper is going to go down. He does not get his Sundrops, and Ninja plays for his life as well, so 1 for 1 right now. That was a very clutch Abyssal Blade. I'm pretty sure he was halfway through the Sunder animation, so Magistu is jumping in right now.
I'm pretty sure that's worth. That was a godlike 3.
Yeah, the Sniper does go down. Crystal Maiden is going in, and then comes a Black Hole. 2 heroes taken down for Blu-ray right now. 100-second cooldown. Black Hole is pretty nice. Magistu is jumping forward. Scrote is getting extremely low. He goes down as well. Only buyback left on him, but Sniper buys back as well, so and in comes the Clockwork, so we're just going to back out right now. G4 do not want a bar of this, forcing the buyback from the Sniper. And Blu-ray hitting that big black hole.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of Enigma. You can suck ass the entire game, but if you hit one good one, it's all forgiven. It's fine, boys. We almost won, and his black hole there was perfect. Hit 2 heroes, 3 heroes. There he goes. Awesome, good stuff.
It's those 100-second black holes. You can use them a lot more now. As you said, Roshan's going to be up very, very soon. Only 10 seconds left on the Roche, so this Roche is going to be a huge bit of contention. Sniper doesn't have buyback, having to use it there, unfortunately. Didn't get anything out of it, so putting an Aegis on Sniper is going to put these guys in a very good position. But in the same vein, if you get Aegis on the Terrorblade, Cheese on the Terrorblade, or Aegis on the Troll Warlord, it should be pretty much go time for them, with the Enigma having his black hole back up very, very shortly. He has picked up Guardian Greaves as well, so this Enigma should be a lot better in fights with a lot of his... What's his Guardian Greaves? 25 seconds on Guardian Greaves. That's ridiculous. That's crazy. But yeah, so it looks like with the DD picked up, Magistu is taking down the Aegis right now. He puts his Heaven's Halberd into his backpack. Cox on that silencer has picked up the cheese, so this is pretty scary for the boys of TFA. They've held their base once before. Will they be able to do it again? 51 minutes. Very long night for both these teams. Very long night for me and Root. So,
hey man, I love it. I love it when games are nice and close. I love it when you're made to earn it. Right now, G4 are being made to earn this.
Definitely. They have to earn every single point they get in this league, so TFA really sticking to them right now. Sniper doesn't have buyback, 20k net worth lead for the boys of G4, so they're going to push into this top lane. There is no tower here, but Ursa comes in and just starts slapping away at them. This Sniper does so much damage. That is crazy.
He hits like a train.
With those shrapnels down as well, and the Trollwarlord not having a BKB, he kind of just can't just walk in and BKB and like slap buildings. So throwing down a heck of a lot of those shrapnels, like just 2 or 3, like across the lane, is very, very good for them. Out comes the route onto Cox, but he seems to be pretty fine. So looks like the boys of G4 are going to try and do a bit of split pushy.
I think that what TFA should do is just abandon the top racks and hold the mid. There's still a tower there. The Terror Blade is very clearly not looking to fight 5-on-5. He's split pushing.
He's split pushing pretty hardcore with a lot of those illusions, and it's pretty much as soon as the sniper diverts his attention from one of these lanes, Terror Blade's just going to push in extremely hard. So it looks like he's doing it right now. Ninja is going to use all of his illusions and start chipping away at this tier 3. Because the more damage you do to this tier 3, the better. They do throw out a global silence, so not quite sure if they expected a fight to pop out there, but positive player just BKBs it off, and Ninja takes the tier 3. 4 staffs away. Good old Rat Dodo.
So the Ice Path, it caught the Enigma as he blanked in to get the black hole.
Oh, so Magishu does jump in right now. He has an Aegis, so it doesn't matter if he dies right now. This could be pretty bad though, so positive player jumps into the back lines. Cox accidentally, I'd imagine, uses his cheese right. Magishu is getting caught out right here. Enigma BKBs, he is going to try Black Hole. He does catch the Ursa here, but I'm not quite sure if it's going to be able to get stopped here. No, it doesn't. Clockwork doesn't have his hook, so it does go all the way through. Ursa is down without buyback. This could be it. TFA are losing a lot of their buildings, but this Trollwarlord is going to go down here, so it looks like Scroats jumps in right now. Nova getting a double kill on his sniper, gets a triple kill. Terrorblade goes down in the mid, which we didn't see, which is pretty crazy considering the team fight top, and Nova holding the base by himself. Troll Warlord fires back here, tries to get something done.
So the Ursa goes in on the MKB, sacks his buyback, dies, and it looks like G4 aren't going to force this. I don't know what's happening right now.
This is... I think we're just going to call TFA the higher ground gods right now, and Scrotes just jumps in right now, and throws in onto Magistu right now. Blade Mail comes out, he's getting extremely low. I don't think he's going to go down. He does have Aghanim, so his hook is off pretty quickly. Almost takes Magistu right now. Buyback was expended on the Troll Warlord too, so... I've firstly picked up BKB. We did not see that coming out from Magistu. So, BKB, probably be able to just BKB and try and take out some of these range racks. And they do lose a melee racks in bottom, so this bot lane is going to be pushing in extremely hard. A lot of this is on Nova. Nova has to solo hold 3 lanes, which is...
I feel like... Rat Dota. I want to see Nova pick up a rapier. I think that's where we're at right now. He's got the survivability. He's got the MKB. He needs damage. Oh, he's just queued it up.
He hasn't queued it up. He has the money for it. Let's go, Nova, the late game sniper Reno. Will he be able to hold it with his...
Just don't hit someone.
Because he hasn't died in these fights, has he?
No, he's sitting in the back. He's got survivability. He can Hurricane Pike out, and he just needs damage. They need damage. They need to be able to kill these heroes, and I feel like Rapier is only the thing that'll do it.
It looks like Scroats does throw out a hook shot onto Benny, but doesn't get the connection that he wants. She 4-staffs out, and so she gets away from that. But yeah, it's just like he needs damage right now, so he's gonna try and make his way over there. They're gonna try and push out mid and bot just so he has kind of a free way of getting it. I think if they go there as a couple of heroes, it should be pretty good to protect him. But he's making his way out there. He's walked pretty far out, so this is the big ball play from Nova.
Get a moonshard while you're there. You can afford it.
He has the money. He's gonna do it. Looks like he will. He is walking there, but there are heroes knocking on his door. He needs to do this right now. He does have enough money for a moonshot. Doesn't decide to buy it. Has gone all in on the rapier. They have seen this rapier right now, so... He does have buyback when it comes up in a minute, so Scroats does throw out a hook shot here onto the Terrorblade. Just gets 4-staff out, but Magistu is just jumping in this mid lane. That is a heck of a lot of damage, and now comes the Abyssal Blade. Magistu is going down. He doesn't have any more buyback. That's 2 minutes on the ground for the Troll. This sniper is doing so much damage.
Rapier Gaming, boys.
For 300. Oh my god, this sniper is doing so much work, and we have Scroats out on the backline. Blu-ray right now. He does have his Black Hole, could potentially turn around with the Terrorblade. Doesn't decide to do it. They do lose a lot of HP on their range racks. The melee racks didn't go down, but Nova with the... Oh, that Divine Rapier. Oh, imagine... That's a top tier play from Nova. These guys are playing extremely well right now.
I love it. They love the late game. It just seems to be when they really start to play well. Like, the first 20 minutes is just them warming up, and then from there on in, it's like, yeah, alright, go time. And it looks like, yeah, they're going to leave Nova Loud to hold the base, and then maybe BOT him in.
That seems like the plan. He may try and push out this bot lane, go grab his Moonshard. I think he has enough. He has enough for buyback and the Moonshot, so he's gonna walk into that secret shop. There is Ninja here. He's gonna try and do a bit of a backdoor play, but they take out a tier 2. They do know the Troll Waller doesn't have any buyback left, so Positive Players is gonna come in and start hitting this tower. This could be a free tier 3. They're not gonna let it go right now. They have the Enigma, but it looks like the Abyssal Blade comes out onto the Enigma. He's getting extremely low. Has the BKB to try and get away from this. Turns around, Black Holes onto the Ursa, but they don't have any more damage. The Troll Wallet is still dead. He refreshes, gets another 2-man Black Hole. Down goes Float on his Clockwork, and the Shakira goes down as well. Same with the Night Stalker, but Blu-ray is running out of HP right now, and Ursa goes down. Only one left is Nova with his Rapier in that bot lane, and that was beautiful play from Blu-ray. As we were saying, all you have to do is hit one good Black Hole, and he hit 2 good Black Holes.
This guy does something in the game. I was gonna say, like, it's been a long time coming, but that's yeah, that was about time. Sniper has a Moonshard and a Rapier though. Yeah, they need to buy back here. They need to burn
he's gonna try and shove down bot lane as much as possible.
He needs to TB back and set up.
In top lane, doesn't have buyback for a while, so he's going to potentially try and just slap this range tracks, but they do see the
shrapnel charges, boy. Get those shrapnels down.
He does have his Rapier and his Moonshot, so they probably will just lose this range tracks right now. Yeah, they do just lose the range tracks right now. They're just trying to bait the Sniper into a position where he's away from these buildings, so he can't defend them, and they're just going to throw illusions at this space. I don't think it's the way you're going to go against these last remaining melee racks, but this is exactly what happened in Game 1. TFA were down a lot of buildings. And yes, unfortunately, they weren't able to hold to the end, but this is pretty much all in on the Sniperino.
I can't help but wonder, if the Sniper had a BOT'd in there, what would have happened? Would they have lost that fight? If the Sniper's plinking away, and the MKB procs and brace the Black Hole, do they win that fight, maybe? If they keep Positive up, alive, and swinging those big claws...
Dire's middle barracks are under attack.
Anyway, the rat will continue.
So it looks like they have smoked up here. Benny is stuck in the mid lane. I'm not quite sure where he is. He has thrown out the Glimmer Cape. He's trying to get away as fast as possible. Terrorblade with this Invis rune. This could be big. They have to catch out this Sniperino. They need to get into those back lines. And out comes the BKB Black Hole. It only hits the Zakiro, but they're trying to focus on it over right now. He is silenced up. They are just getting body blocked by a lot of these illusions. This Sniper is and a heck of a Rapier. And down goes the Rapier. 120 seconds on the back line for him, but he does have buyback. And out comes the Black Hole again. Only hits the one more hero. Sniper has to buy back. Doesn't know where the Rapier is. The Rapier is onto the Troll Warlock, so Logistu with a Rapier trying to fight as much as possible. The Sniper is doing a heck of a lot of work, but it looks like he may go down here. He's getting extremely low, and that's buyback gone, and it looks like it will be GG Claw from TFA. G4 do get the win here. We thought Nova was going to carry with his Rapier, but unfortunately he does get caught out by the Invis Terrorblade. And oh, G4, that was very close. That was a very, very close game.
That was a great game. Great series. 2-0 for G4, but damn.
that was two very, very intense games, both over an hour long, and oh, these two teams are very evenly matched, it seems.
The TFA were no pushovers here today. They stood up and they nearly won. It was very, very close. Yeah, that Sniper just getting caught out at the end there, and you saw Magistu and Ningi. They just bypassed everyone. They were like, doesn't matter, get the Rapier.
Definitely. Sniper was
and then
pretty
much
much
the Snipers what won them the game.
Yeah, 100%. It was their last bastion of hope. That Sniper went down with that Rapier. There was not really much else that they could do, and yeah, so a bit more experience, I'd say, coming up from G4, realising that the Sniper was the only one that needed to die. And as you were saying, game could have been a completely different thing if Sniper was to TP in that mid lane. Maybe it was on cooldown, maybe maybe, who knows? But yeah, so it looks like G4 do take the series 2-0. It was not an easy 2-0 by any stretch. Very hard fought series here coming out from TFA. They do have a lot to look forward to in this league. I've been Kai Marinina. I've been joined by Root Negative. This has been the AEF Division 2 Season 2. We have G4 taking on TFA. So are there any closing words you got, Root?